Welcome to Charts Today. My name's David Linton, and today's edition for Friday, the 27th of November, comes to you from London. Black Friday for the retail industry. So we're looking at the dollar, just steady decline this week, really now sinking lower. This weekly close is probably going to be the lowest weekly close we've seen for some years, and we've still got these downside targets hanging over us, as much as 4% lower. The long-term trend is still up for the dollar, but that is coming under pressure. The medium-term trend is broken. We've reached that target. We don't have any new targets on these medium-term charts, but these short-term targets are suggesting we will go lower still. The euro, of course, is then rising against that weaker dollar, and it's looking like this consolidation pattern will break out. So that's significant for the euro. We've got a couple of upside targets, about 1 point to 122, about anywhere between 2 and 3% higher. Sterling holding its gains at the moment, sitting at 133 against the dollar and holding the 112 level against the euro. Just flattened off a little bit this week, but overall the trend is up for the euro, sterling against the euro. We're just hitting some long-term resistance maybe around this level. Bitcoin had a really significant fall away yesterday, fell $2,000 in a couple of hours. So we clearly have made a top there. We didn't quite get to the target, but that target was given and we got close. So really interesting that we're now falling away. This will give us a downside target. So the key thing is, where does Bitcoin find support? Of course, the US markets were closed yesterday for Thanksgiving, so no changes there. We've got a half day of trading today in the US. The futures looking like they'll be up slightly. The Nasdaq future up about 1/3%. The VIX volatility is just up 1.5%, so the fear index is just rising a little bit. And if we look at the FTSE future, down 0.8%. The cash market in Germany is flat, and the CAC Quarante also flat, just really waiting for the US, but holding on to the gains that we've seen recently. Japan up 0.5%, and China up 1.1%, so that's quite a strong showing. This may still be a flag pattern and move higher. The Sensex in India, no real change there, and the Aussie market was up. It was down 0.5%, so a bit of a fall there. Looking at gold, we seem to be finding a floor at around $1,800. That's going to be pretty critical. We do have targets lower. This will give us a downside target, this column here. So the key thing is we do have downside pressure. Long-term trend is still good. That's the weekly chart. The daily chart, medium-term trend just bearish, and the short-term trend bearish, waiting for a bullish cross there. Silver, of course, a similar picture. Holding that $23 mark is quite key for silver. US 10-year yield sitting steady at 0.86%. Looking at the energy mix now, we've got Brent crude down, giving up some of this week's gains, but Brent has had a really strong week. We called it bullish on Monday morning for clients, and that was when we were around $45, and we went all the way to $49, so it was like a 10% rise there. That was quite significant. Falling away to close the week, still higher. We got some downside targets. No clear upside targets above this level, so it does look like we might have just reached the nadir there. If we look at coal, we're up 1.25% this morning. That's bullish. Emissions also looking stronger, up 1%, breaking higher, and more importantly, breaking this critical $28 mark. So that's quite key. Looking at NBP, stronger there this morning, and TTF front month up 2% as well. So gas just recovering. If we take a look at German power, we're sitting at 41.50, so a really big move this week. Again, we were quite bullish on German power on Monday morning, so that's played out as well. So that's pretty much it for the week. We also had very strong recoveries in Nordic power as well, so it'll be very interesting to see if we can then go higher and activate these upside targets. But it does look like we found the floor on Monday, so that's quite key. That's it for this week. Until Monday, have a great weekend. Happy charting. See you then.